Hi everyone, my name's Dan. Currently I'm going through Malazan for the first time. So right now I'm right in the middle of, well, not in the middle, I'm at the very start of Midnight Tides, House of Chains, I just finished, and Memories of Ice. Before that I did a reread of Lonesome Dove. So I thought for this next one, or at the same time while I'm going through Midnight Tides, I can only go up from there. So I thought, why not give this other person from the Malazan community, one of the big voices that really got me interested in Malazan, this series that I love so much. Why don't I give him a shot for his debut novel? Now, I've only read the prologue. I read this last night, and so I've been thinking about it a little bit today. And this isn't going to be about kind of the technical stuff about it. There are some things where I thought, oh, I wonder why he did it like this, or he chose to phrase it like this, or, that's just something that we all do. And who am I? Who am I to really critique that? Now, part of the reason why I want to read it is because I also want to write myself. So I'm interested in people's debut novels. Now, I mentioned the technical thing. That's just based on taste a lot of the time. I know Faithful and the Fallen, really love that series. There are all sorts of things within that series, which I think, I wonder why he didn't stick with this. Why did he just gloss over this, or why did he use this way of writing it? But, I still love the series. It's just the way it was kind of conveyed. Some of it, I thought, I wish he would have done it a little differently. But all in all, I gave those books, I would give that series a 5 out of 5. So in this one, in The Way of Edan, I know it's a debut novel. I'm just going to go over what I think about the story mostly. Now, I'm sure there will be moments that we can go back and read through some comments and themes and things like that. That's what I like to do with Malazan. If you've been watching my channel there, you could see that, theme and characters and things to think about really, really mean a lot to me. So that's why, I'm going to go into The Way of Edan. Now, I won't be going through very, very quickly. I think maybe a few chapters a week. So if you want to catch up with me or go through for your first read along, I think I'm going to do the first maybe 3 chapters before Monday, and then I'll check in. And we'll see how that goes. I don't think I'll do a video like I have been for each chapter. But maybe every few chapters, or when there's something significant, I'll come on and talk about it. I'm really looking forward to it. Now, I read the prologue, and I get all sorts of different vibes from this. It reminds me of all these different times. It reminds me of the ancient kind of blasphemy sort of laws and things that would go on with that, where I'm thinking right now maybe 38 AD with Caligula, when he wanted to put in statues of himself in all of the temples and things, including the Jewish temple and synagogues. And this obviously ruffled a lot of feathers. He wanted to put in these statues and have them dressed the way he is going to dress that day, and just to play on his vanity and whatnot. And there's all sorts of different things that we can draw. And I know a big reason why if you read the Bible, you hear of the Samaritans. There's this big clash between the Samaritans and the Jews, leading into the New Testament. And before that, one of the things was that the Samaritans, the Samaritans had their temple burnt down, destroyed, and then they kind of retaliated by spreading these bones in the Jewish temple and defiling it, and da-da-da-da-da. So I get some of those kind of vibes here in The Way of Edan, which I thought was interesting. Now, before going into it, I don't know where he's going to land on kind of that balance between, religion is always a tricky thing. And sometimes people's kind of, sometimes you can find someone who, it's just tricky because there's a balance, at least in my mind, between devotion and zealotry or fanaticism and things like that. And a lot of people will see any kind of devotion at all as already being like a fanatic. And I don't because I've seen a lot of people that have found good things from their faith and stuff, and it helps them treat people better and see people differently, and it gives them value in their life. Obviously, not everyone has that experience, and on the flip side of that, obviously, when we go from devotion into this fanaticism, man, it can be, and it has been, very explosive. So I'm interested in seeing where that will go, because we have that sort of thing tackled right here in the prologue. We have these three priests dressed in white. I'm going to go through what the prologue is. So if you want to read it first, go and do that. It's only a few pages. These three priests, one of them has a bucket. I think it was only one of them. And they're walking up these steps to this temple. And I didn't, now that I'm thinking and I don't have it right in front of me, I can't recall if this is the only temple or just the main temple, but it sounds like this is kind of maybe two temples and kind of across the street, and they kind of make up one, and they're kind of like the fixture in this city. In the ancient world, throughout the Greco-Roman world, there were all these temples to these different patron deities. People would go on pilgrimages to these places, and they are in this city. I can't recall what it's called. I'll do better at that. And these three from the Way of Edan, which is, a cult or religion or whatever, they come up these steps to where all these people are watching. They've kind of drawn this crowd, and then one of them starts kind of calling them to repentance, sort of thing, which means calling them to the Way of Edan. I don't know if I should be saying the Way of Edan, but calling them to follow Edan. And whoever doesn't follow will be destroyed or whatever. They kind of see them as heathens and whatnot. Now, the other two, they're there, they're doing their duty. It sounds like they almost know what's going to happen. They're shaking, but they are, they're devout. They're devout, bordering on, they're about to do something that really isn't probably something you should be doing. They get this bucket and defile this temple in front of everyone. Just drives them crazy. And even the women and the children and everyone come charging up and basically are going to just rip these three priests apart. But they've done their duty. They've done the thing that will help them get to the, they'll get some kind of glory or salvation or whatever. Now, again, I'm interested in seeing where he's going to go with this, because sometimes it can be quite one-sided, one way, and but I'm still interested. I'm still interested in seeing where he's going to take this. I haven't gotten to the main part yet. I don't know if I imagine the main part of the series is going to follow some other characters. Looking forward to getting to them later today, and looking forward to trying this out, seeing where it goes. And obviously, I mentioned that I wonder about where he's going to go. Meanwhile, at the same time, while I'm reading Malazan, which has all sorts of different kinds of things that it juggles within kind of the same realm, and has a lot of kind of seething things to say. But anyway, enjoyed the prologue, and I will see you on the next video, hopefully at the end of chapter 2 or 3 next Monday. And I'll talk to you later.